Just got back from the gym, just hit some legs. I have been making the same protein shake post-workout now for the last, well, this entire year, honestly. I have the same shake post-workout, and I'm gonna show you what I put in it and why. So first off, in Greek yogurt, and that's basically just because consistency, really. I just do it more for making the shake thicker. And I do half a cup of plain Greek yogurt. So I'm gonna add that in right now. I do use a food scale. I measure everything out to the gram. Not as specific when I'm in off season, but it's better for portion control. I highly recommend a food scale if you do not have one. It is way better for portions, making sure you're getting the correct amount. And it makes tracking food 10 times easier, obviously. So that's what I do on prep. But I do it in off season too, like I said, just to make sure I'm getting the right amount of everything. So that's done. After that, I do whey protein powder, which is pretty self. I do whey protein because it is the best protein source post-workout in comparison to something like soy or casein. Whey is rapidly digested, meaning it gets into your body quick as possible, and that's what we want after we work out. We want the protein to rush to our muscles and fuel us as fast as possible, because when we work out, we're in a negative protein balance, and we want to get back to a positive protein balance. Positive protein balance means muscle protein synthesis. When your body is in a negative protein balance, you're in a muscle breakdown. Also, whey protein has a super high amount of leucine compared to casein or soy. The building blocks of protein are amino acids, and of those amino acids, leucine is one of them, but leucine is one of the most beneficial ones when it comes to weight training and muscle hypertrophy. It is a key amino acid in muscle protein synthesis, and it helps signal intercellular that lead to muscle hypertrophy. So leucine is going to be one of those amino acids that's really going to help start muscle hypertrophy and signal those intercellular reactions in our body. So that is why whey is optimal, since it has the most of it. So I'm gonna throw that in there. I do a scoop of whey. Here, 1 scoop only has 1 gram of fat and 4 grams of carbs, so that's really good, to be honest. You don't want ones with all those extra carbs and fats unless you're like really bulking and you don't care, so whatever. Okay, so yeah, doing a scoop of that. Weighing that out, because the scoop isn't always exactly how much the back says, so remember that. Throwing that in there. Actually, let's throw a little bit more, because hashtag gains. I like to throw in BCA powder. A lot of people drink BCAs, but I mean, it really doesn't matter. I just personally have been putting them in my shake. So with BCAs are essential amino acids. Essential are the amino acids that we need, that our body does not make on its own, that we need to get from food. So this has branched chain amino acids is what it stands for, and they're essential to promote muscle protein synthesis and prevent muscle protein breakdown. Again, muscle protein breakdown comes from being in a negative protein balance, and we are in a negative protein balance after we work out because our glycogen stores are depleted, and glycogen stores are in our muscles. Again, if you're not getting all your amino acids from food, this is a great choice. They are not needed, but if you're a hardcore weight trainer, then I do recommend them. And like I said, if you're not getting enough protein in your diet, that's a really good choice for you. Do 2 scoops of that. All right, so after that, I like to throw in a banana. So after working out, like I said, our body is depleted of nutrients, we're in a negative protein balance, everything's depleted. Well, since glycogen stores are depleted of electrolytes, bananas are a great source of that. So there's simple carbs and complex carbs. Bananas are a simple carb, meaning they are shorter chain. Complex carbs are longer chain. Longer chain means it takes longer to get through your body. When you're doing a shorter chain, think about it, shorter chain is going to go through your body quicker, it's going to rush into your muscles, and this helps spike your insulin fast and rush the protein into your muscles and refuel your glycogen stores a lot faster. Bananas are a great source of carbs and fiber, and they also assist in converting glucose to glycogen. They are also very high in potassium, and potassium aids in muscle contraction and helps to restore electrolytes. So I like to use bananas compared to any other fruit. Okay. After that, I throw in peanut butter because I really like peanut butter. There's no reason. I like peanut butter. Okay. And it helps get your fats in for the day in moderation. So I throw in a tablespoon of peanut butter. It just makes it taste better, dude. Chocolate, bananas, peanut butter, you know how that is. Okay, oh my gosh, this is like, I had like 20 jars, so this is just the flavor we're gonna use today. I use almond milk simply because it is dairy-free. And macros are better, but simply because it's dairy free. And I have a problem with dairy because after my last competition, I've just never really handled dairy the same. Again, I'm gonna do a video all about prep and my experience and kind of explain why with that. The only dairy that I really have right now is Greek yogurt, and that's because I had Greek yogurt every single day when I was cutting for my show last fall. My body's used to it. But anything else with dairy, not really the biggest fan. My body hates me, so I don't do that. And now we are going to blend it. All right, it's all done. Yeah, it's Gucci. It's Gucci, fam. It's good. All right, I do this every single day, so my reaction's not that exciting. Out in nature, God is good. On a walk here. Yeah, guys, get out, enjoy nature. Get out of your house. Stop scrolling through Instagram and go breathe the air that is around us and go swim in this crystal clear blue lake. Brown lake. Appreciate it, friends. Meditate. Go have some fun. Get outside, dude. I go outside all the time. Outside is where I think, where I journal, where I live, where I breathe this air and all these little gnats flying around. I love to breathe those in too and choke on them. Oh my God. That are flying around my head right now. It's fine. Anyways, we're gonna go finish this walk now. Lights are red, sweat on your embrace. Good morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, May 22nd. About to go to church, but I real quick wanted to film this vlog. So, as I said, today is Sunday, which means it is my rest day. 6 days on, 1 day off. I highly recommend 1 to 2 rest days a week. And I say this because a lot of people ask me if I take rest days. There's some people who are all absorbed with 7 days a week, man. Yeah, gains. You need, like, no, you don't need to train 7 days a week, dude. Actually, you're being more beneficial to your body if you are only training 5 to 6 days a week. And when I say training, I'm talking like anything. Specifically, we're referring to resistance training, but even adding cardio in is still fatiguing your muscles. When you take off those 1 to 2 rest days, your glycogen stores are being refilled. Glycogen leads to energy, okay? So they fill up for those 1 to 2 days and you have a lot more energy in you and you're super fresh starting up your next week of training. Another thing is it helps rebuild and recover your muscle fibers, okay? Because when you're weight training, the whole point is to literally break down your muscle. You're tearing apart the muscle. That's how you rebuild new muscle. Tear it apart, rebuild new, hypertrophy. That's how that works. And when you're not resting, you just keep beating it down day after day after day. So you need to take a couple rest days a week to fix those fibers and to refill your energy stores. On my off days, I actually sometimes eat more. Most people, when they're not training, eat less. I eat more because I like to fill up, because when okay, today's Sunday, okay? That's my 1 rest day, and then I do legs on Monday where I need the most energy. So I fill up my glycogen stores today and then hit it hard next week. And on prep, I adjust accordingly, but right now, that's kind of how I'm doing it. I do BCAAs, which help. BCAAs and glutamine help a lot with recovery too, for anyone that does that. BCAAs are just, like I said, amino acids. I said that earlier when I was making my shake. And glutamine just helps to repair, rebuild, and re-energize, technically, if you will. So I recommend that too if you're feeling really sore from weight training. But just because you're really sore, don't give up. Take as many days off as you need to and then get right back to it. But don't just like be really sore and give up on yourself, or don't go the other extreme and just keep pushing through every single day and kill yourself. So yeah, really want to talk about that. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hi everyone. Just trained shoulders and I'm at the park right now because I had a lot on my mind and I kind of wanted to film it. So, you know, making this channel was something that I did purely because I want to make a difference in someone else's life. You know, I realized my whole life that I always wanted to be in a profession that helped people, that changed people's lives. And my passion for fitness has always been evident. I knew that God
gave me a purpose, and I've always had a natural fire inside of me, like very high intrinsic motivation when it came to anything, but really in athletics and fitness. I mean, I was a track runner all through high school, but track was so much more to me than just a sport, and I kind of want to talk about that for a little bit. People would always say, like, why are you so obsessed with track? Like it's just track, like it's a sport, whatever. But coming from an athlete to another athlete, if you understand where I'm coming from, sports have so much more of a meaning that is beyond physical. I was going through a lot in high school, behind the scenes, specifically, mainly senior year was a tougher year for me. And I can say that I was walking darkness. You know, I basically lost the light. And when you lose the light, what do you have to follow? You know? I just felt completely lost, and I didn't believe in myself. And track was the only thing I had where I felt strong. You know, everyone has something where they feel their best self, and for me it was always track. When I stepped on that track, nothing else mattered. When I got in those starting blocks and that gun went off, nothing else in the world mattered except for that race. It was just me against myself to the finish line, and it was basically just where I felt the most powerful. But I ended up losing all that power when it came to my senior season, and I let life get in the way of everything else. The issue was basically that I was trying to define myself through a label. You know, everyone has insecurities. Why are you following me right now? Why are you at this channel? Because you want to change your appearance. You want to either lose weight, you want to gain muscle. But most of the time, insecurities arise from body image. And, you know, I obviously, like, everyone has had issues. You look better, I could do this. But my main insecurity wasn't with body image. My insecurity was with myself inside. The insecurity that I wasn't good enough and I wasn't worth it. I had insecurity about believing in myself, and that's why I love track, because physically I felt strong, and I felt like physically, you know, I could believe in myself. There was one person that changed my life, and until the day I die, I'm gonna say it, my track coach, and some people know him as Coach Denner, but till this day, I'm here, gonna be 20 years old, and he still has made such an impact on me, and he is the person that I aspire to be like, and why I'm doing what I do. Why do we get into fitness? You know, we want to look good, yeah, but mainly it's because we want to believe in ourselves. I'm not doing this because I want to say, yeah, look like me, get shredded, lose weight, yeah, okay, but I just want to give people confidence in themselves. You know, my whole goal is to make people believe that they can do it, believe that they deserve to do it, and believe that they are going to do it. Coach Denner did that for me. I was such at a rough point, it was ridiculous, and I remember coming into his office all the time stressing, like, I would print out the stats of every person I was running against. I would analyze them, you know, I would just beat myself up, because to me, making it to states or getting first place in my races that's what defined success. That's what defined me being worthy, was physically how I did in track. But that wasn't the issue. The issue was I just wanted to feel like how first place felt. I wanted to feel that inside of me. I wanted that feeling of validation, like I did this and I am worth it and I am successful. But he made me believe it's so much more than that, and I can never thank him enough for the deeper side of track that he showed me, because it's much more than a sport. It's about believing in yourself every step of the way. It's about letting go and letting God, and that's something he said to me, and my faith has always been in God, but I remember him saying, let go, let God, and to always just hand it over to him. Don't stress about what you can't change, because he's gonna take care of you. And he just gave me so much motivation, so much faith in my darkest times that I can do this, and he helped me to believe in myself, and that belief in myself is what made me excel and to be where I am now. I also had an amazing coach for my competition, and you know who you are, and you know, doing a bodybuilding competition was the next step for me after track. You know, I didn't want to run in college. I made that decision. I was gonna run at Ohio University, walk on the team, but something told me that it was maybe time to close that door. And I took a leap of faith, and I did. And of course, I got led to this. You know, things happen. Nothing is a mistake. And I kind of did a competition just because I wanted to prove that I can, and I'm a very competitive person. I really am very competitive with myself and anything athletic. You know, I strive to be the best I can be, and I won't settle for less than the best. I really won't. And I don't know, going into bodybuilding competitions though, I didn't do it to take first place. I did it to challenge myself even more, because I said I'm competitive. I wanted to take the next step after track. I wanted to do something else. If you're taught to believe in yourself, I don't think there's a greater reward. So basically I wanted to film this because whatever you do in life, you have to find your why, your reason for why you're doing what you're doing. You know, it's crazy, like, I may not have it all together and I may not have all the knowledge in the world. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that, yes, I know it all. I know everything it takes to be the best trainer, the best source of information, because I don't know it all. And guess what? In life, there's always going to be someone that knows more than you. No matter how far you go in life, no matter what profession, someone will always know more, and then someone will always know more than that person. Like, you can go to anyone for a source of information, but it's how they present it to you and how they can adapt to each person that they're working with. I'm not claiming to know it all, and yeah, I'm studying nutrition, and yeah, I'm studying to be a personal trainer, but does that mean I know it all? No. But I'm gonna do my best I can to be the most successful I can in my professions, and I know what my dreams are, I know what my goals are, but the source of it is I want to change people's lives, and I'm gonna work as hard as I can to get to the top of that. I know what it feels like to inside just have this darkness into you, and you know, people seek trainers and dietitians or anything just to really change their lives and to feel good on the outside. But you got to start with feeling good on the inside. And if there's anything that I want someone to get from this channel, it's that to believe in themselves, because everyone in the world can love you, everyone in the world can believe in you, but it will not matter if you do not love yourself, if you do not believe in yourself. And that's something I learned. I had a dream of going to States, and I gave up on myself senior year and I didn't make it. In fact, that was the first year I didn't even go to regionals. I only made it to districts. And I actually had so much weighing in on my heart that I literally passed out at my race. You know, I blacked out. And I remember sitting under the bleachers with people trying to pour Gatorade down my mouth and like revive me, because I didn't believe in myself. But my coach still did. And you know, it's just, everyone has something that, I look back on that and it's just crazy, because when you don't believe in yourself, it literally ruins everything in your life. And it's hard because so many people inside don't know where that light is. And I found it again this past year, and it's amazing, because I don't know how I was doing it before I found it again. And I just really want people to feel confidence in themselves and to love themselves, you know, whether it's taking that step to change their lives in the direction of fitness and health, whatever. But like I said, there's so much more than that. There's such a deeper side to fitness, and so many people are out there just trying to get your money, and just to, like, I see all these companies online and just claiming they know it all, and if you take this supplement you're gonna look like this person, or this person took first in a show, so listen to them because they know it all. Truth is, no one knows it all, and a title doesn't really mean crap. It's how well you care about the people you work with and how much of yourself you're gonna give to your clients. And I don't know, I just want people to be aware of what they see on social media, because it's a mind game, honestly, and it is fitness, like anything else, is an industry and it is a business. And so many people nowadays claim to know it all, but no one knows it all. And there's always going to be science, there's always going to be facts, but yeah, someone may know it all and they might have great credentials, but how much do they actually care about you, and how much are they really going to put into making you achieve your goals and making you believe in yourself? The only way to truly stick to any program or any healthy lifestyle is to believe in yourself and to enjoy it every step of the way. If you love yourself, you're always going to want to be better. You're always going to want to keep improving because you love yourself enough to do so. I really hope that throughout my journey and my channel that I can show the deeper side of fitness, and it's not just about having muscles and looking great, you know. Don't forget, your heart's a muscle too. Your heart is a muscle, and you have to train that just as hard as your biceps or your glutes or your quads or anything else. And I hope I can show that, you know, what do muscles do when they tear? We work out so we can tear our muscle fibers so they grow back stronger. Same thing when your heart breaks, you gotta build it back stronger every single time. You know, you may have been through dark times in your life, or you may be insecure for some sort of reason, but it's time to turn that around, and I hope I can show you how I did it and that you can do the same. So again, this channel isn't me claiming to know it all. This isn't me trying to blow up on social media and to be some famous fitness person. Like, I don't know where this channel is gonna go. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm saying now, well, I mean, I'm just starting it out, that the #1 reason I'm doing this is because I want to change someone's lives, and I want to show you who I am through video versus just online. I really hope that throughout my journey that I can make a difference in your life, and if not, that's fine. Not everyone's gonna like you, but the ones that do follow me and keep up with me, I hope you find everything that I do useful, and I hope that you can use the tools that I present to you to change your own life, because I'm learning right there with you, in the gym and outside the gym, in my heart and in my muscles. I'm learning in both, so we're gonna do this together. So just always remember that everything you do in life, have your why, and my why here is because I want people to have self-love. I want them to believe in themselves, because I've seen firsthand what it does when you do not. So we're gonna do this. All right, guys, thanks for listening.
Yep, dude. Okay, so if this sweatshirt right here doesn't scream douchebag, I don't know what does. Oh my god, I hate myself. Dude, you gotta be comfortable in your own skin. But seriously, like, where'd my sleeves go? Where'd my sleeves go? Where'd they? Oh.